welcome Ross Shafer.
Go big or go home. 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 Go big or go home.
I fear I am ridiculously overdressed for this room. With your permission, can I take this off? Oh, man. I'm so conflicted. I'm thinking, should I wear the tie? Should I not wear the tie? And then I'm so happy I invested in Lululemon. I've never seen so much Lululemon in my life as in this room. You know, I could take this down to my Spanx if you like. I'm not... I don't have Spanx. I'm not an academician, as you can probably guess, but I watch and I'm very observant about what works, what doesn't, who succeeds, and who fails. And that's what I would love for you to be obsessed about. First of all, I have to tell you what I'm not. I'm not a motivational speaker. There are plenty of people who do that. Tony Robbins is probably the most famous. Nice guy. I've worked with him many times, and I kid him. I say, Tony sells optimism. He's in the optimism business. Tony is so optimistic, if he ever went to jail, I bet he'd tell you he lived in a gated community. I'm not that guy. I'm a tactics guy. I sell tactics. The first part of that blueprint, and this applies to everybody in this room, is you have to notice trends that other people can't see. We get so wrapped up into our own businesses that we don't notice the trends that affect us or those competitors who are hiding in our blind spot. I've got some ideas on how to do that. I want you to go to the wrong meetings. I'm not completely serious about this. If you're only going to Orange Theory meetings, you are missing what's happening in 95% of the world. And the 95% of the world that will affect you. I want you to come to a big hotel like this and look at that board and see who else is having a meeting, and then I want you to walk in and crash it. I do. I want you to come in and sit down. You'll say, well, I can't do that. I don't have a badge. You know, I can't do it. You don't need a badge. There are no badge police out looking for you. Look how many people in here. You just walk in with everybody else. You take a notepad and your pen and you start taking notes about things that are happening in our culture. Here's a good example. This is the CVS Pharmacy, and they have 6,000 locations. And so I'm in Toronto, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. And they're trying very hard to improve their customer relations, their customer experience, the CX everybody talks about. Okay, so the chief operating officer stands at the podium and he says this: hey, thanks a lot, everybody. You're doing a great job out there. You know, we have made some changes in the way we're going to treat our customers, and so you're going to find that, and you'll get a notice, that from now on, we're no longer going to be putting the back pain medications on the low shelves. Are you kidding me? For 50 years, you're making these people go in there. No, I can get it. I got that. I got it. I got it. What's the lesson there? The lesson is, when we do things, we do them over and over and over without regard for a member, without regard for the client or the customer, because it's easier for us. We need to think about what their experience is every single step of the way. Beware of others who attempt to rewrite your blueprint. Now that you are growing entrepreneurs, there are going to be a lot of your friends, family, who will advise you. And you need to tune these people out. You are the one who gets up and does this every day. You are the one who has made your commitment here. And you can't listen to all this chatter out there. It's noise. And I'm going to give you an example. I grew up with nothing. I'm Blackfoot Indian, grew up on 2 reservations. A lot of the people who lived on the res, we did certain things. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to do all that stuff that people do, but not too many opportunities on the res. Because in the winter we'd sell woven blankets. In the summertime it was fireworks. So I'm thinking, wow, my future is seasonal. This isn't any good. And so at 13 years old, I started flipping cars, boats, and motorcycles. At 17, I started flipping houses. And I had enough money at that point that I went to college, and luckily I had a football scholarship to a university. I played football through college and got my business degree. As soon as I got out, I did not go to work for anybody. Instead, I went down to the bankruptcy courts, and I started looking for broken businesses that I could buy. I ended up with a couple dozen. It didn't matter, in fact, what kind of businesses I would go into. It was all the same. It's operating. What I'm talking about here are operating tactics on how to make more money, how to grow your market share. And I was able to do that with all kinds of things. So can you. These are opportunities. And all I was doing is leveraging into what the herd was telling me. You know, that's kind of the first rule of a young Indian boy. Do you want to be successful in the hunt? Well, you got to follow the herd. And when you follow the herd, you find the herd. There's also something you may not know. Vegan is an Indian word. It means a bad hunter. I'll just pass along a little knowledge there for the res. This is where this customer experience has shifted dramatically just in the last 2 years. I've been teaching for so many years the wrong approach, that we have to wow people. We must wow these people. We do something so extraordinary that they can't wait to tell their friends about it. And you know what? Wowing people does not cause loyalty to happen. What causes loyalty to stick is eliminating the POW moments. The POW moments are when you disappoint people. The companies that track this kind of thing, that track the metrics of how the customers, how the members are feeling about you, all agree with this. Look at the CSAT says, look, don't overpromise. Just determine what they want and do that. You don't have to exceed your expectations. There's a greater risk to loyalty when you disappoint them. This is a POW moment.
Hey, my name is Jason. How can I provide you outstanding customer care?
I got right in the phone and said, hey, Jason, quit this job, man. How dare they put that guy at the tip of their spear? Unbelievable, isn't it? The first interaction we have is that guy. That's a POW moment that made us change our phone service. And here's the stark reality. One POW moment will erase 5 wows. So does he do this kind of, does Kevin do these kind of things? Yeah. All right, does he work hard, hold your hand, he does all these nice things for you. So you think of him as a kind of a wow sort of husband, right? Okay. It would only take 1 POW. If Kevin did this, yeah. All those nice things Kevin did go completely out the window. And he said, but honey, I gave you, does he ever give you flowers, or does he ever give you cards? Or for what reason?
What he loves.
For no reason that you know of. All right, so. Do you see the point? Do you see that we can do all these nice things? We mess up one time, and that can happen. We cannot afford to make mistakes. We cannot afford to have these POW moments. When you do find a superstar, exploit that person. And exploit that person for their benefit, not just for you. In my first television show, in Seattle, Washington, it was a comedy talk show, much like, it was kind of a baby Letterman show we started in 1985. And there was a guy, I had all these people coming in who wanted to work on the show, comedians, writers, and so forth. And this guy comes in, not that Wild Willie we called him, because he always had a tie, and he had these suit pants that were cut off and hemmed at the bottom, because he rode a bicycle all the time, and he didn't want to cut up his pants. Now, you don't know him as Not That Wild Willie. You know him today as Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's how the science guy got started. And I'm going to show you the very first time he was on television.
Okay, liquid nitrogen tips, household tips.
Household tips.
Right.
Well, it's just we scientists. For example, here's an ordinary onion.
Yeah.
Okay, now how would you dice it? You'd use a cutting board, maybe a knife.
Right. Yeah.
Take you a few minutes, right?
Okay. In the liquid
Into the
nitrogen
liquid
it goes.
nitrogen. Doesn't take long at all. Time saver.
Yeah, time saver. You know what you just saw? You saw a baby born running with Bill. I was so blown away by this. I said, Billy, this whole time you've been sitting here. We didn't know you could do that. And he says, yeah, I'm surprised you guys hadn't already thought of that. You know what? There are a lot of people that work with you, and you don't know what they do as an avocation. If you can find out what they do in their personal life, when they're not with you, dovetail what they love on the outside with what you do, you get superstars. And I should tell you, I'm doing this story from my room at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas, where I just interviewed actor and activist Alec Baldwin at the Chelsea Theater. We talked for about an hour in front of 2,300 people. Because of all my years as a network talk show host, I make celebrities and senior leaders feel comfortable, whether it's a one-on-one interview or moderating a panel. I'm in Panama City, Panama at an international sales meeting for a large manufacturer. And my topic today is, why are some people so good at selling? So to beat Amazon, you have to provide high touch and a high value proposition, things that Amazon can't do.